Doug cooking up, Doug cooking up, Doug. What's up? Doug with the hot plate. What's up? Doug with the hot plate. What you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Doug, what's up, Doug?
Yo, what's going on? What's up, Doug Nation, man? We are back, man. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate everybody pulling up, man. We about to have a great live tonight, man. We got the crew with us, man. Appreciate all the support over the last week covering the Shrine Bowl with another of our panelists down here, man. We had a joyous time bringing you guys content, meeting GMs, meeting players. You guys will see some of the players that we actually have in our mock draft 1.0, reason why we drafted them based off of the feedback that we got from them and also how the board fell. Also, at the end, we will have an open panel tonight to have a mock draft with our members and our Wassup Doug family, man. So let me go ahead and bring on my co-host over here at Wassup Doug, my brother, my partner, Uncle Quan, the Panthers experience. Go ahead and tell the people what's up, fam.
Chat, what be going on, man? It's your boy Q, aka Uncle Quan, man. Welcome to Wassup Doug, man. Y'all pull up on your boy. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't not subscribed to the channel. Show my guy Doug some love, man. Y'all pull up on us, man. Let's have a good time tonight, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. And if you guys do not know, because he has a new channel, we're gonna bring up our next panelist, family member over here. What's up, Doug? That is no other than Carolina's armchair GM CJ. Down here, we had a good time, covering the Shrine. But I'm going to tell the people,
What's up? How's it going, everybody? How y'all doing? Yeah, man. Hey, look, went to Texas for the first time. Went to Dallas for the first time. Let me say, I saw. I'm a big NASCAR fan, so we drove by Texas Motor Speedway. Was not expecting that. Went to a Buc-ee's. Let me tell you, the line of gas pumps was as long as from the cul-de-sac on my street all the way up the hill. Went in there, messed up. I did not get the brisket. I went and got the pulled pork because I love me a barbecue sandwich. But yeah, so next time I go back, I will get the brisket. But like I was telling Doug and Quan, I still hate the Cowboys, but damn, that stadium is nice. That stadium is really nice. Really nice. But yeah, but had a good time though. Had a real good time. Yep.
Yes, sir, man. So, like I said, man, before we get into it, man, last week again, we had the pleasure of going to the practices, going to the game. I enjoyed every minute of it, having my first experience of being at a media, a media outlet for a NFL event. And I'm gonna give a shout out. I didn't tell CJ. I shout out Netta's Creation, his wife, that actually set us up for that credential, and I definitely appreciate her looking into it, where we were able to have, the interaction, the behind the scenes that you guys got. She was really one of the people that helped us get that credential. So I definitely appreciate Janelle doing that for us, man. So before we get into it, let me go ahead and shout out our sponsor over here at Wassup Doug, and that is SeatGeek. If you guys do not know and you are new, SeatGeek is the sponsor over here at Wassup Doug. On your first ticket purchase with SeatGeek, you will get $20 off if you use the code Wassup Doug. Again, that is for basketball, football, baseball, NASCAR, wrestling, concert, any event that you want to use SeatGeek for, and you are a first-time user, you will get $20 off your first ticket purchase with the code Wassup Doug. Also, we do have memberships. I will be shouting out our members at the end of this live as well. If you do want a membership, we will drop the link where you can get the membership for $99. We do have a bigger project coming here in March where you guys will get the first incentive of what that new platform will be. We will be introducing over here at Wassup Doug. So again, if you do want to grab a membership, it is 99 cents. We will drop the link later in the chat. So fellas, before we get into this mock draft, how you guys feeling? I know, it's media circuit down there, or media circus down there in New Orleans. Bryce has talked today. Dan talked earlier. We have Cam just had basically a reunion live with Greg Olson, Riverboat Ron, and Jonathan Stewart. Also, we have a big night tonight. Hopefully, we get 2 of our Panthers in the Hall of Fame as well tonight, man. So it's a big night for football. Yeah. Also, other content creators are going live. So, like I said, the Panthers world family is really buzzing right now. So, how you guys feeling, man?
Hey, I'm just ready to kick this offseason off, man. I'm ready to see what Dan gonna do in the draft. What he gonna do in this offseason, man? I know our cap is like kind of limited, so I'm ready to see what he gonna pull out his ass, man. Let's see what Dan can cook up. I'm excited about this offseason, but hey, I like where we are right now, man. I got confidence in our team so far, man. So things might change, man. Things might change. We're gonna see though.
Oh. Yeah. Hold on, real quick before you go.
You did go there.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Honky Door, I appreciate that $2 super chat. He said CJ Whataburger, if not, didn't visit Texas. Go ahead and tell him.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that burger was pretty damn good. It was. It definitely was.
All right, man. So these fellas already know that we will be doing a mock draft. And go ahead and pull the first slide up. Again, this is mock draft 1.0 here at Wassup Doug. We, again, CJ and myself had a pleasure. Uncle Quan, we already sent Quan the slides and gave him the notes, the reason why certain players we will be drafting. So I'm going to go ahead and do the breakdown for it tonight. First, we're going to talk about Shrine Bowl takeaways, Senior Bowl takeaways, mock draft 1.0. Then we'll open it up for a panel. We'll do draft needs. We'll do a mock draft 1 or 2 with people that hit the join button for the panel. Then we'll talk about the upcoming content going forward into the month of March. So if you do not know, yes, I know everybody was like, Doug, Doug met, Dan Morgan. It was a pleasure meeting Dan Morgan, man. It was a lot of insight. Again, I was kind of nervous, and I'll pull it down before we do the talking points. I was kind of nervous when it came to approaching certain players and GMs there, but it was a pleasure talking to him. He kind of had to pick my brain to see exactly who I was because I wasn't a familiar face. But whenever I was able to talk to Dan, I was able to get a little bit of insight on what the offseason plan is, what exactly he would like for us to do in the offseason, if everything falls into tuition and falls into plan for him. So I'm going to pull the slide back up, and we'll talk about the takeaways, and I'll pull it back up if Quan and CJ need it. So one point that he he said out the gate, we're going to be very aggressive in free agency again, meaning that I think a lot of people are very shocked the money that we threw at Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis last year. And when it dropped, I think everybody was shocked that, whoa, we gave this amount of money? And I don't think people were expecting us to make a splash like that to address a need in the offensive line. Then the next thing was double dipping at positions of need. As everybody knows, he even said, how people felt about our defense. He even kind of alluded to, it's almost like a broken record where he made the statement on how he did his closing interview on what was needed to be addressed during the offseason. But he did say everybody knows defense is the bigger need. He addressed the offensive line last year, and he said he's not, shy to double dip again going into 2025 to address the defensive front. So for me, that was like, okay, I believe the plan, but I have to see, because I don't think I really truly thought we would spend that amount of money on the offensive line. Fellas, what you got?
I'm gonna say,
whoa.
Yeah, you done missed it all, Doug.
Whoa. Shout out. Hold on, I can't even find it. Shout out my co-host, Uncle Quan, gifting 10 memberships.
Let's go, man.
Then he did another 5 memberships that's 15 memberships, man. I appreciate my brother doing
this. Let's go, man. Hey, I wish I could get y'all all up in here, man, as memberships or as members, man. But hey, it picked random. So Nakari, I tried, bro. I tried.
Hey, Doug. Man. Hold on, real quick.
CJ said you have to play the.
Oh, yeah, I know. And then shout out Alpha and Omega as well for that membership. And I know what CJ wants. So let me go ahead and play it. It's not going to mess up. Let's go ahead and play it.
The hot plate. What's up? Doug with the hot plate.
I like that, Quan.
Like I said, hey, shout out to Hey, like I said, man, we did this. Like, I'll say this. People don't know. I talk to these two gentlemen. So this is a sidebar real quick. I talk to these gentlemen almost every day. And I tell them when I come back and in 2025 is going to be major. Like I said, you guys don't even understand the things that I have in store for the channel, not just me, also collabs that we're going to have with other content creators. So this is just the beginning. Like I said, I ain't trying to burn nobody's pockets. Again, I didn't even know Quan even gifted 15 memberships. Like I said, these memberships are going to be important for content that we have set up even for the draft. We were going to have players this year come on the platform and actually be interviewed on the channel so you guys can get behind the scenes content. So I definitely appreciate Quan. Like I said, I will drop the link as well if you want a membership as well and grab it yourself, man. But go ahead, CJ. My bad, man.
I ain't gonna lie. What were we talking about? The song messed me up.
About the double dipping. About the double dipping at the defensive tackle.
Oh. No. I was gonna say something about the offensive side of the ball last year. You know,
okay,
people still to this day are talking about, you know, we paid $150 million, you know, for 2 tackles and 2 guards, you know, but we needed them. And, you know, I've been doing a lot of not a lot, but I've been doing a few episodes about cap space. If you look at the first years of their contract, their salaries are about $6 million apiece. So it was very team friendly in the first year of the contracts. But what's different this year is the fact that we need so much help on defense. Okay. And not everybody is hollering and screaming, you know, we got to get Bryce the number 1 wide receiver. The Panthers only have like $20 million in cap space, and I think it may have went down a little bit today, but I got to admit, I have not been paying attention to much of nothing today. My day got messed up at 4:30 this morning because I'm on call. But you know, it's going to be this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one for the Panthers. But we'll get into that more later on, I'm sure.
All right. So Quan, did you want to speak on anything before we pull the slide back up about, you know, the double dipping at the defensive tackle, comparing it to what we did in 2024 with the 2 guards we brought in?
Hey, by any means, bro. Like Dan said, he's going to be aggressive, so it is what it is. If that's what we need right now, then that's what we need. We do need help in the interior. Although I do believe with Derek Brown coming back, I believe him and Deshaun Robinson can wreak havoc. It don't hurt to have another D tackle in there, man. Maybe even add a nose or something, but I'm with it. Whatever they're going to go with this offseason, man, I trust in the process. Let's see what they do, man. If they're going to double dip at defensive tackle, let's have some versatility too, man. Can they move around? I mean, I don't know. I'm with it. It is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, when he said it, it kind of made me like, okay, I'm actually glad that Dan is going to be aggressive. And I know some people are like, being overly aggressive is a problem. When you need to fix a need, I don't think it's a problem because, again, we knew the offensive line was a problem for our quarterback. Then when you see we're not able to stop the run, whenever he said it, I was like, okay, I was kind of nervous because I didn't want to give a facial expression because I'm a content creator, but I'm a fan at the same time. So it was like, oh, thank you, God. Like you finally, you know, you're going to do something, but it was like just listening and saying, okay, if we fix this defensive line, we draft defense and kind of do a splash of offense here and there. I don't think we need is a top 15 defense. That's all you need. That's all we needed all year. We didn't need a top 10, a top 5. We needed a mid of the pack defense that can actually help us whenever we needed those stops. And I can't wait to see when the first day of legal tampering drops that Dan Morgan would be aggressive. And like I said, I'm a hold, you know, what he said, and then we're going to talk about it, you know, whenever we get these acquisitions. I'm like, okay, now I see the reason why he said we're going to double dip. So let me go back to the slide. There's one thing I think I want Uncle Quan to hear as well. The price for a number 1 wide receiver. I heard this from Dan, and I also heard this. Shout out to Mike K from the Charlotte Observer. CJ and myself were able to speak to him during practice, did an interview with him. Mike K even made this point as well. They're not going to go out and get T. Higgins. They're not. They're going to do for the right price. And if that right price means a trade, or if it means drafting one, they're not going to go spend that bit money because, again, they don't want to stop the growth of the 2 wide receivers in Xavier Leggett and in Jalen Coker. Yes, you already have Adam Thielen coming back. That helps as well. But the issue is if you go get a T. Higgins, that's going to stomp your growth because you're spending money. A Jared Wilson can help as well, but is it going to help Jalen Coker and Xavier Leggett with progression and growth in year 2. Adam Thielen was still here. I think if Adam Thielen did leave, then by all means, I do think we should have possibly go get another wide receiver. But with him coming back, that does fill a hole, but you do not just, not go get another weapon. Because again, let's just say he says next year is his last year. You already got a molded wide receiver here that can actually help down the line. Go ahead, fellas. What you think? Or Quan, I'm passing to you. How do you feel about him saying the price tag has to be right for us to get that number one or add a wide receiver to this group that's already there?
I mean, hey, they know the bank better than I do. They know the budget better than I do, man. So, like I said earlier when we opened up, I know the cap space is kind of limited. I don't know what it is right now, but I know it's limited. So, spending it all on the receiver don't really make much sense when we got more dire needs on the defensive side, man. So, it is what it is. Like you mentioned, Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette, they still young, man. They just had 1 year under their belt. So, let them develop. Who knows? They might mess around and be like top 15. Who knows, man? So, let those guys develop. I mean, maybe bring in a veteran receiver. I mean, we got Adam Thielen, of course, but like if you want to add like some speed or something like that, maybe like a KJ Osborne if he's out there. I don't know, somebody cheap to kind of fill the void or maybe like add on, man. But I think we good right now. I do think we good. Again, we just got more dire needs on the defense, man. So if that's the budget right now, it is what it is. If we can't afford a T. Higgins, it is what it is, man. We just got to move on and do what we got to do to help this team grow.
What you guys, CJ?
I agree because, and I said this to Doug before, I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers didn't sign a wide receiver at all in free agency because, like I've been talking about this week, the numbers are just not there. Okay, they're just not there. We're at like 20 million now. So then you got to think about Austin Corbett, who had a couple. His contract was restructured. So he has a few void years added onto his contract. Maybe it's one void year, if I'm not mistaken. Might be two. So if Austin Corbett is not signed by the Panthers or re-signed by the Panthers and he becomes a free agent, we're on the hook for $7 million for the voided money in his contract. Then you have all these future reserve contracts. They don't hit until the start of the league year. So that's money that's going to be taken away. So it's going to be I do believe a few players are going to get cut. Now I know Dan said that he doesn't want to kick the can, kind of like they did with Taylor Moton's contract, but he might not have a choice. He might not have a choice. He may have to do the same thing with Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. They got to find the money somewhere, and I think it's either going to be one or two ways. You're going to have to cut a bunch of people, or somebody. Taylor Moton's going to have to restructure his contract. There's no way in hell the Panthers are paying him $31 million this year. No way. Because if they sit there and don't do anything, it's going to be limited who they can go after, in free agency. I know Dan said he wanted to be aggressive. Now, mind you, he might can be aggressive with one big acquisition that he may bring in, but I would bet money on this. He's not going to be able to be aggressive in the amount of people he's going to bring in free agency, especially if they're saying they want to, not kick the can down the bucket and be smart with these restructures. They're going to have to make something shake right now, or they're going to have to, we all thought this was a process. It wasn't going to, everything wasn't going to be great overnight, and it might not be where we wanted to be after this second off season as well. So.
And shout out to CJ again with his new channel, the Carolina's Armchair GM. CJ, he's basically been talking about scenarios of how we can make money. Should we restructure players? Should we cut players? Should we bring players back? So I'm gonna give him a major shout out because I think if I'm not mistaken, on episode 5 or video 5 where he's 6. Okay, so I'm one behind. He's basically talking about the major pieces that people want to know. Are we bringing back? Are we cutting? Or what we doing restructures? So I'm going to have him go ahead and drop his channel in the chat as well, so he can go ahead and let you guys check those videos out as well, man. So another point that Dan Morgan was talking about was trading back. And in the scenario, I'll go ahead and talk about the mock draft. We did trade back in our first mock. We traded back. If you don't have a Mason Graham, hey, Aldu Carter's gone. Depending on what they do in free agency, do not be surprised if the Carolina Panthers trade back to get more assets and draft assets so we can move back up in those gaps where we're like 40 picks away. So do not be surprised whenever we actually add more to the draft capital that we have. Mike K even brought it up when I was able to interview him, and that interview is also on the channel as well. Is he was basically saying there's a plethora of defensive linemen. When we were at the Shrine Bowl, the Senior Bowl started maybe a day after us, and when you saw at what happened at the Senior Bowl, there were still players there at the Shrine Bowl that showed out and actually had meetings with the Carolina Panthers. CJ also interviewed 3 defensive linemen that actually were able to have interviews with Carolina. And we asked them scheme fit. What's their play style? What can they bring to the table if they were drafted by the Carolina Panthers? So I do think trading back is not a bad option, but I think we should get a haul of picks if we do trade back for the draft. And I know Uncle Mount, I call him Uncle Ray. I know him Red Swarm. I know Uncle Red said, I forgot it's like a number that matches when it comes to when you're trading, it has to match a number. And I think we'll go over that. We're gonna, again, you're getting a top 10 pick. So a top 10 pick, we're gonna get a plethora of picks. I'm not just gonna get 2. I'm gonna go for 3 for 1 or 3 for 2 or maybe a 4 for 2. So, fellas, how you guys feel about possibly trading back to get more draft assets to address this defense and offensive holes? You on mute, CJ.
My bad. I was going to say this too. It also matters which pick we get, not necessarily the number, because we pick at number 8, then we don't pick again till 57 or 58.
Correct.
So if we can get a couple of picks in between that, that would be great, because I've sitting at work doing a couple mock drafts just for the hell of it. And especially after the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl, a lot of the players that were there at 57 prior to those games are now gone, in these later mock drafts. And I know it's mock drafts for a reason, because it probably won't go down like that. But still, I think that's something that they got to take into consideration too, is that, adding a pick, maybe 2 in between what we have now is going to be critical.
Correct. Go ahead, Quan.
I mean, I think if the scenario makes sense, I'm with it. I mean, if you want to trade back and get more capital, I'm fine with that, man. But I like where we at. I do like the number 8 overall pick. I mean, if you see somebody you like, go ahead and pull the trigger. But, you know what I'm saying, if you want more capital, that's cool. I think we sitting at pretty good standing. We got, 11 picks right now?
9.
So we got 9. Okay, well, I think you can move around with it, man. You can move around the board. If you want to trade back, get some more capital in there. Maybe get some players that you like. But I don't know, man. I think it's pretty stacked as far as like what we need on the defensive side. So we can trade back, and I think we'll still be fine, man.
Yes, sir. All right, let me see. I think we got one more point. And the last point he made before I was walked off and thanked him for his time, he said getting back key players on the defense in 2025 is important. And I'm going to ask this question. And for the chat, you can write yes, no, whichever one you'll like. Are you more intrigued to see what Dan Morgan does in free agency or the NFL draft? So chat, either say draft or free agency. For me, whenever he said defensive pieces, obviously we know the biggest piece was Derrick Brown going down after week 1 in New Orleans. Then you had Shaq Thompson go down. Shaq Thompson is a free agent right now, so that is important. Are we bringing him back or what are we doing? Then, you had Trevin Wallace go down. We have a few injuries, nicks here and there. But I think the main thing he was saying is bringing Derrick Brown back, bringing certain players back that can fit the scheme and help the scheme look better. We saw how A'Shawn Robinson looked at the back end of the season without Derrick Brown. And I think they just needed more meshing together so they can be a complete product. So for me, I'm very intrigued to see what they bring back and what they're able to draft and free agency to go along with the defensive holes. Go ahead, fellas.
I'm gonna go about 70-30. Okay, I'm gonna go about 70 draft, 30 free agency, and I say that because of the cap space and the financial situation that we in, and depending on what they do with it at the start of free agency, but also I say more so towards the draft because we need to get some players in here that will be that are good picks, but that will last. Okay, so we can get 4 or 5 years out of them, depending on where they're drafted. Okay, we need to be able to get that time so we can get the salary cap right, and we can bring in other players and do other things as well. Now, mind you, it's highly unlikely that everybody we pick is going to be a hit. And is going to command, this lucrative contract at the end of their rookie deal. But if we can get a bunch of kids in here that are contributors, and some that do pan out to be really, really good, I think that'll set us up well in the future. Now, mind you, first day of free agency, and Dan and Brant Tillis get out here and like Doug with the hot plate, start cooking up. And next thing we got a pot full of cap space. Then I might have to turn that bad boy around and be like, all right, man, you know what? I'm switching it up. Let me see what you're going to do with this free agency, because now we got something to work with. So
correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Quan.
I mean, hey, I agree with Carson, Jeremy, and Monty 2K in the chat. I'm looking forward to free agency more than the draft, man. Not to take away from the draft. I'm still looking forward to the draft, but I only say that because I'm still learning these guys from the draft. Like past the first round, I don't really know too much about these guys just yet. I ain't really grabbed my pen and pad and start studying these guys yet. But as far as free agency, I'm more intrigued by the free agency because, again, we got a limited cap space, and these guys are somebody we already seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like the draft, they can be a dog in college. They can be trash. It don't matter, man. But translating to the NFL, we just don't know who they are yet. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're going to bring to the NFL. With the free agent, with the free agency, we already seen what these guys bring to the table. And again, it's a lot of different scenarios you can go about it, whether you're going to trade or not trade, but whether you're going, you know what I'm saying, go after guys on defense, or if you're going to go with a wide receiver, man. It's just going to be intriguing, man. It's more intriguing for me.
All right. Before we go into the senior, but I appreciate everybody pulling up. If you are new to the channel, definitely hit that like button. It's a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new over here as well. If you're over there at Twitter land or X land, definitely hit the heart button for us. You can come over on the YouTube side and enjoy leaving comments for us as well, man. And if you do want to grab a membership, again, the memberships are 99 cents to join the Dougie Effect, man. So I appreciate, again, my brother Quan sending 15 and Alpha and Omega joining the Dougie Effect tonight as well, man. So the Senior Bowl, and I would say that CJ was here, we were watching it before we went to practice, when we came back from practice and right before we went to the game. And one thing I was like, CJ, we need to look at the defensive line. Everybody showed out for the defensive line in the Senior Bowl. Everybody. It just depends on your preference, depends on what you like in a player, depends on the physique. Whatever you like, I feel like everybody's stock went up for the defensive line. And again, like I said, the next time when we go into this mock draft, you guys will see we went off of what we heard from the Panthers, what we heard from national media, and what we saw for our own eyes. So for me, I feel like the winners for what we need as Panther fans, the defensive line definitely showed us that you can't go wrong either between 1 and 4 rounds with getting replacements or starters to be implemented with veterans on the defensive front. Fellas?
Look, hey, that clip of the guy from Marshall. Look, yeah. I don't know much about him, but that little glimpse that I did see, I like his grit. I like his competitiveness. I love his aura, man. Like, look, I like the dude, man. I want to look more into it, but if he's going in the first round, look, I got eyes on him, man. Got eyes on him.
Mike Green,
yeah. Hey,
yes, sir.
Dog. You can tell just from that one clip, that one rep that I saw, he got it, man. He's gonna be effective like right away.
Yes, sir.
You muted, CJ.
You muted.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, is everybody putting too much stock into that one clip though? Because even though I think he led the nation in sacks, I ain't gonna lie. I never heard the kid until that clip. I never heard of him, never seen him playing the game, nothing. And I've seen, him jump up into the top 10 in mock drafts. Now, a lot of people have the Panthers picking him. You know what I mean? But like Juan said, gotta go back, look at the tape and and see what's what with him. But yeah, I do agree with you, Doug. I think there's there's going to be a lot of talent, a lot of talent for the Panthers to look at. Let's just and not trying to make a dig at anybody else, but let's just hope everybody's healthy. If somebody has had a major injury, hey, let's go another way.
Let's. I know what you mean, but let's look the other way up. Let's pass on it.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is: can there be 3 quarterbacks drafted in the top 10? And I think this is a discussion that needs to happen because it happens every year. You have 2 quarterbacks that are already going to go top 10, but then there's always that third quarterback that shoots up the draft boards. And I think that quarterback is Jason Dart out of Ole Miss. They said that he had a great arm. He can work on touch. But I think if there are 3 quarterbacks that go before the Panthers, one of those top blue chip players are going to fall. That can either be Mason Graham. That can be a Travis Hunter. That can be a I forgot his first name. What's the cornerback for Michigan? Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Yes, you can have Will Johnson. I'm not going to say Aldu Carter because I think he will go before us for sure. But you have those 4 that can possibly drop for Carolina if there's 3 quarterbacks that get drafted in the top 10. And for me, I'm hoping for it because, again, you get one of those blue-collar dominant players that at position of need that we need. An interior D lineman, a corner that can play both sides, or a corner that can lock up that other side with J.C. Horn.
Hey, what was Will Johnson's injury? Because he only played 2 games this past year, right?
I can look that up. I didn't even know he had an injury.
I ain't gonna hold you, but after this last season, look, I don't want no more people coming up in here with injuries, man.
Yeah, but to your point though, Doug, I do hope there is another quarterback that's drafted. Now, while we were at the Shrine Bowl, Kyle McCord was there, but he did all the practices, but he didn't play in the game. We walked in the stadium, he had his jersey on, but he was in shorts and sneakers, so he didn't play. I don't know if there is any kind of shot in the dark that he could be a top 10 pick. We still got the combine and all that good stuff to go. But yeah, I would love for that to happen, like you said. So there might be a Mason Graham there, or in the crazy world where Abdul Carter may possibly drop. Like I said, it probably won't happen. But like I always like to say, anything is possible. Now mind you, for me personally, if Graham, Carter, Will Johnson, like they're all gone, right there, I wouldn't mind the Panthers trying to trade back a few spots. And when I say trade back a few spots, nothing lower than say like 14 or 15, so we can still get us a quality player, which more than likely will be on the defensive side of the ball. Hell, it may even, everybody wants us to take Ted McMillan from Arizona. So, we'll see. But I'm team defense all day.
Fact. All right, let me see. Corn, you got something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. This is one point that I made last year. Please pay close attention to who we meet at these Senior Bowls and Shrine games, who we bring in for top 30 visits, and also who we meet at the Combine. One point that Mike K told CJ and myself is you have to look at who we drafted. We drafted 6 out of 7 players that attended either the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl. And when he said that, me and CJ looked at each other like, what? Like, we didn't think about that. And that means something because, again, most of the time when somebody goes to the Senior Bowl or Shrine Bowl, they go to the Combine. So you get to see them in a controlled environment at practice, then at a game. Then you get to see them at the Combine when they don't have, the jersey and the shorts. You get to see the agility and all that. And then it's top 30 visits. So that's one thing I want people to make sure they pay attention to is we kind of show our hand when it comes to who the Panthers may draft. We did it with Xavier Leggett last year. How the coaching staff and the scouts of last year were enamored with Xavier Leggett at the Senior Bowl. Just like Quan just said with Mike Green. Xavier Leggett was showing out during the Senior Bowl, and the fire and the trend of us drafting him went up from the roof. So I definitely want everybody to pay close attention to, again, who we meet at these bowl games, who we meet at the combine, and the top 30 visits, because that's going to tell you exactly who Carolina's thinking. Y'all got anything?
Hey, facts, and that's just kind of going back to Nakari's comment. The reason I'm putting a lot of stock into this, because last year, man, Doug kind of pointed out to me, these guys are paying attention to these senior bowls and these shrine bowls, man. Like, it's important. It's way more important than you think, man. So putting a lot of stock into it, it's not far-fetched, especially with Dan Morgan targeted last year. I mean, hey, it's not far-fetched.
CJ, you got anything?
No, I'm good, though.
All right. I just had to answer Corey. And Corey, I just responded. I was letting them talk to you while I responded to your comment. CJ and I were also able to see Noah Williams out of California, one of the corners that was there on the west side. So we were actually able to see him practice, and he was definitely making noise. He was one of Mike K's gems for the practice for the East and West Shrine game as well, too, man. So, yes, definitely like his game. All right, and then my last point is, how do you guys feel with the national media, Peyton Manning, Dave Canales coming out talking about Bryce's resurgence throughout the season in those last 10 games? I even heard Dan Morgan say we don't have to worry about the quarterback position. He literally told me it's good to go into an offseason, you don't have to worry about the quarterback position. Mike K said it as well. It's good to go into offseason, not have to worry about a coach, a GM, and a quarterback. So for me, it just shows that we have our franchise quarterback, regardless of how people personally feel, you have to listen to the guys that are making the money. Yes, we make money here as content creators, but people who are making the big bucks, who are actually in the office every single day, they see this young man, they know what they need to bring in. They're basically saying, this is your quarterback, deal with it or what? You can either find another fan base for me, for all I care. But at the end of the day, Bryce Young is your quarterback if you hate him or you don't hate him.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Now, mind you, I will say this. As far as the media and everybody, I like to say this all the time. Everybody has their opinion. Okay. You say you either hate them or you like them. But my thing is this, though. It was great to see the last part of that season and Bryce continued to play better, as the final games went on. Now, the one thing I do want to see, I want to see Bryce come out and have a strong training camp. But those first 4 games for me are going to be critical because I don't want to see we fall backwards into what we did at the start of last year. I want to see Bryce in this offense, come out the gate running, and we start seeing these type of games, from the jump. I don't want it to be no 6-7 week delay before everything is, everybody gets together and everybody starts to gel. But, it probably helps because of the way he played in the last year. Bryce doesn't have to worry about a new coach this year. He doesn't have to worry about a new offensive scheme. And he's basically getting the majority of his offense back. The major pieces on offense that we've got to work out is the rest of the tight ends, as far as just the sheer numbers at the positions. All we have is Sanders right now. Ian Thomas, hey, good dude, happy trails. Everybody else are free agents. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Quan, you got something?
Nah, I'm good, dude. All
right. So the moment everybody's been waiting on, we're about to get into this mock draft. Again, like I said, CJ and Quan already know the picks. We will pull up PFF's grade at the end, but we made our own slide so you guys can see exactly what the draft was. We put our little twist on it. I got the other slide king for Panther Nation out here with me, CJ, so I know he'll appreciate the slides as well, man. So let's go ahead and get into it.
I like that.
So what we did is, with the 8th pick, we traded back with the Indianapolis Colts for the 14th pick. Carolina receives 14, 45, 115, and we traded away the 8th pick and the 140th pick. So far, fellas, how do you guys feel about that draft compensation that we traded away and what we got back? And I'll pull it back up if somebody needs me to pull it back up as well.
Like the
Yeah, pull it back
scenario
up
that
one.
CJ brought up earlier. He was saying like if Mason Graham not there, Carter not there. Y'all mentioned a corner from Michigan. I don't know
Will
much about,
Johnson.
bro, but
Will
hey, if
Johnson.
he's going to the top, if he going like what top 10, he got to be nice. So I'll say if those guys not there, I know a lot of people want Tech McMillan, like y'all said, man. I'm not too much of a fan of drafting a wide receiver with that pick, but if those guys are not there defensively, I think this is a perfect scenario. You trade out of that number 8, you still got a high pick, you still got top 15, and then you go to 45, which is what, the second pick in the second round. So you still, well, not the second. I'm tripping hard, but you still got a solid second round pick. So what was the other one? 115.
Give me 114, I think. Give me 1 second.
114. That's solid. That's real solid for the 8th pick. And I mean, you only gave up the 140 in the number 8. I think that's solid.
Yeah.
Back up for you.
1445 and 115.
Yeah, that's solid, man. You can do a lot with that. You can still get a lot of the top 100 players. And I mean, I don't think you would really take too much of a shot in the foot with trading back from number 8 going to number 14.
All right, CJ, you got anything else before we go into who we drafted?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I agree. I agree because I think that falls into the scenario I was talking about. But again, I think the Panthers are going to be aggressive in this draft, especially when we figure out what our cap is going to be like. Okay,
Correct.
And I know I keep bringing that up, but I'm going to keep bringing it up. Y'all going to hear me say this a lot between now and the first few days of free agency. That is going to be the missing cog in this in the wheel here. That when they put it in there, everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, now we know what we're going to do because we do or do not have the money to make certain moves. So,
yes, sir. All right, here we go. So with the number 1, round 1, pick 14, we picked Mike Green. Not a reach. Everybody that you wanted was already off the board. You still were able to have him fall. And it's kind of funny because, like I said, CJ and Quan were talking about, the play, but I was even letting them know, hey, the Panthers already said he's one of the risers from the Senior Bowl. So the total for stats for him was 81 total tackles, 17 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. So before we go into rounds 2, for us trading back, how do you guys feel about Mike Green being our first pick in the first round?
He had 17 sacks this year?
Yes. This year.
17 is crazy.
Oh,
I'm taking him. Hell yeah. At 14, I'm taking him in a heartbeat.
Okay. I did hear somebody say that it wasn't just like because what does Marshall play in?
They're playing the Sun Belt. They play in
Sun Belt.
My alma mater conference.
Okay, but I did hear them say that game against Ohio State, he showed up in that game as well. So if people looking at his school and what conference they played in, that might be something else to bring up too. But at 14, if he can, let me see, if he can build on his Senior Bowl appearance with good numbers at the combine and some good days there. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that at all.
All right, give me 1 second. Responding to Dylan. All right, so
hey, Doug, you typing on trash can, Liz, over there?
I'm typing hard. You know I'm typing hard, man. My bad, man. All right, so with us trading, we were able to get Kansas City's Lord Jesus. We were able to get Indianapolis Colts 45th pick, and we got Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame. That fills your safety position because only safety that we have on the roster right now is Damani Richardson. And shout out to our other content creator, Rashad from PNP, the other half, with him and Dave. Rashad, whenever we did our preview of players that we would like to see, he basically was saying, Doug, I understand you like starts, but Xavier Watts is no slouch as well. So for me, I feel like that's another need that we need to address is get a safety. Again, you can't go in the season with no safeties. And we saw how the communication was whenever we did the recap. We were talking about it. The backside communication was terrible between the DBs and the safeties. Having a rookie in Xavier Watson, I think, can come in and actually dominate, I would love to see. Then I think his stats, give me 1 second. His stats for this past year were 83 total tackles, 6 picks, 9 pass deflections. And I see what y'all laughing at. I'm not even paying y'all no mind right now. I see what Dylan said. But the thing for me is, and I'm gonna pass it to CJ. CJ gave Xavier Woods hell about him having cement hands. You got 6 picks and 9 pass deflections. Let's just split that in half. For a safety, you add 12 picks. That means you're in somebody's every play. And one thing I love about Xavier Watts, he will come down and hit. One thing we had a problem with our safety, they did not come and hit. It was thud. It was not wrap up. It wasn't getting your nose dirty, getting in, to clean the play up. So having Xavier Watts coming at number 45 in the second round, I love that pickup for us.
Hey, real quick, Doug, what type of safety is Xavier Watts? He a kind of guy that come up in the box, get physical, or is he like a coverage kind of safety?
Yes.
See, that concerns me with Evero because we had a guy like that in Carolina and he didn't use him. So, like, is he gonna use him? Does that fit his scheme?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a question. When you say that, that is a good point, Quan. That is a good point. This is me, but when you make that point, that is a great point about that. That is a great point about that.
Look, I love you. We got to safety, man. Get up in the box, get in there, get in people's faces, man. I love that, man. But like, I don't know what Evero got up his sleeve, man. Hopefully, we get him some good pieces so he can get this defense right, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
But the one thing is, though, if we get us a safety that's comfortable down in the box, good run support, they got to be able to cover too. Okay, because we all know that Evero is attached to this damn. Say we don't know Evero's.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I had to put it though. Yeah, that's true.
But he loves the prevent defense. He loves that zone. So you got to get somebody that's going to be able, to effectively communicate with the corners, because I think we saw a lot of that this past season too. There were plays made, and you see Woods and Mike Jackson and some of those. And I always tell Doug, Doug hates Mike Jackson, but I always tell Doug, I'm just like, what? Don't sit there and try to sugarcoat Doug. You don't like him. But I always used to joke with Doug, and I'd be like, Mike Jackson is fine, but just roll a safety over the top, every play, and he'll be good. But I think that there was a lot of communication issues in the secondary as well. And put that back up there, Doug. Put that back up there. Thank you. I'm not sure he knows his own damn. I promise you, man. I promise you.
So I would say this, when CJ was here, me and CJ had plenty of time to talk. When we were doing videos and everything, and I said, CJ, I owe you an apology, and I owe Mike Jack an apology. I said, with all the confusion in the back four, it really wasn't on Mike Jack most of the time because he might have been in the right position. It was just a problem of communication. But I do think even Mike K said Mike Jack is not going to cost much. He wants to be back in Carolina. And I think that is good, but he needs competition to push him, not just saying you got to put in the door. And I do like that point where Mike K did say, hey, he needs competition to better his craft and actually, have him know somebody stepping on his heels to possibly take his spot and take his job. Yeah. So I do like that.
Hey, and Doug, even if Mike Jack comes at a cheap price, that cheap price is still going to take away from the cap. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all gonna hear me say this a whole lot because
until you see that money, where the money resides. So that where that money resides.
Yes. So
all right.
Facts, Atlanta boy.
Go ahead,
facts, man.
Go ahead.
I know I was replying to Atlanta boy.
Oh, all right, Everett not gonna do it.
So then we have for our own pick at 58, we were able to get Jerry Ivory, defensive end from Ole Miss. So that right there, you have a edge, a starting safety, and then you have another edge where it goes to double dipping, like Dan Morgan said that we were going to do in the draft. Then whenever you look at it for his stats at Ole Miss, he had 42 total tackles, 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. But the stat that got me was he's 6'6", 285. That's what really drew me to, how big Ivory is. Again, 6'6", 285. And I saw Quan say,
Yeah,
God,
he's damn near O-line, bro. Like, that's a big move, man.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
That's a position of need that we needed. Again, we need edge because you got old man Clowney who still has juice in the bag. You got a DJ Wanham that's on a 2-year deal, probably a prove-it deal where he'll get money. But after that, who do you really have to show up? You have nobody to show up. So, I mean, I think right now for our first 3 picks, how you guys feeling that you address edge, a safety, and another edge?
I like that. Go ahead, CJ.
Oh, I was gonna say I like that too, because my thought process this entire time is we need to, like you said, though, we need to double dip somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Because now mind you, we do have Clowney, we do have Woonham. We don't know what that will look like for an entire season of both of them being healthy. But again, I say younger players. So we can bring two people to come in here, say they have a decent first season, but they can learn behind 2 veterans, come in and spell them. And I just say we do get a defensive tackle that say we don't get a Mason Graham, but we do get a defensive tackle that can come in and be like be a good run stopper. But then we can add some quality depth in behind it. Just not having Shy Tuttle out there, because it's Shy Tuttle, LeBron Ray, all them guys. I like them, but they're just not doing it. But the one thing that we were lacking severely last year was pressure. Okay, I go back to the same play. Baker Mayfield went through all 5 of his progressions and waited for the last one to get open when we played them in Tampa.
And it was that back corner touchdown.
Chilling.
It was that back corner touchdown.
Just chilling. Because we couldn't get any pressure. So, yeah.
I like all season long, man. Like we seen Bo Nix go crazy. We seen Marcus Mariota go crazy. We seen like everybody went crazy on our defense because they stood back there and just went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1, 2, 3. Like, it was bad, man. Like, sitting here watching that, it let me know, like, yeah, we need help real bad. We got to get young on this offense or this defensive line, man. I know we were missing Derrick Brown, but we got to get younger, especially the edges. Old man Clowney, man, I like Clowney, but he's, he's old. You know what I'm saying? He's probably got like what?
You need that young juice. You need that young juice in the room to help him.
Exactly. And I mean, Clowney still got it, man. He still, he still got a little bit of juice in the tank, man. But we also need that young rotation in there too, man. And I like Wanham, but Wanham got some health issues right now, man. So get some young guys in here to kind of push them, man.
That's facts. And shout out to Kay Adams. She asked Bryce about that today. It's crazy how we almost beat these 2 Super Bowl teams with this sorry-ass defense. Yeah, like I said, it was brought up today, man. It was definitely brought because she wanted him to pick which defense you think was the hardest, and he basically gave due respect to both defenses. So we know how Bryce is. And Earl Lockett, this pick right here, you said interior D lineman, for our first 3rd-round pick, or I think our only 3rd-round pick, in the 2025 NFL draft, we selected Alfred Collins, defensive interior lineman from the University of Texas. I'm going to read off his specs for you as well. He is 6'5", 320, finished with 55 total tackles, 3.5 sacks.
Hey, Doug.
What did I say?
You almost said 55 total sacks.
I caught myself. I caught myself. I got my notes.
I was like, man, you better stop playing and draft that, man.
So it's 55 total tackles, 3.5 sacks. But again, what I think we need those big bodies. You need that Via Vea type body. And you have a 6'5", 320. Again, most of your runs came right through the middle. Shy Tuttle couldn't stop it. LeBron Ray couldn't stop it. Deshaun Williams couldn't stop it. Again, we're bringing in reinforcements to build up that defensive line. And again, I think that's 4. Let me count. I think 4 of our first, let me go back. So you got four our first selections are addressing the defensive line. And that's one thing I think Dan Morgan wants to do is address that defensive line, bring in young blood, bring in dogs, like everybody loves to say when he talks about dogs. And I think those reinforcements are there to help as well.
Mm-hmm.
55 sacks. He'll be a top 5.
Yeah,
like I said, that was my bad, everybody. I got excited saying that, man. So right now, again, to recap, we have Mike Green, Xavier Watts, Jared Ivory, and Alfred Collins being selected. So from rounds 4 to 7, our first pick with the 109, we got JJ Peggins out of Ole Miss. And I would like CJ, is when CJ stop laughing, because I'm already see the laugh or the comment that's in there. JJ Peggins was at the Shrine Bowl, and CJ and myself are definitely able to look at him at practice and during the game. And I want you know what, Dylan? Dylan, we're not doing that tonight, buddy. We're not doing that.
No, Doug. I'm laughing at Mr. Hunky Dory. He said Tuttle's PFF is below the speed limit. No motor in his game. God almighty.
Hey, so with Peggins, how did you remember? I think Peggins was on the east side, because when we saw Peggins practice last, I think he was on the east side.
Yeah.
So when we were able to see Peggins, you pointed Peggins out. What did you see from practice reps and a little bit of the game when he was able to get live action? What did you feel and what did you see from Peggins?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see much of him during. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now we were down on the field, okay. So between me trying to hold my damn phone to get footage and trying to pay attention to specific players, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to all those people that can do that on the sidelines, because I ain't gonna lie, I caught hell. All right, but with a little bit I caught of him in that last practice. I know we didn't draft him in this draft, but I'm going to bring up another player along with him.
No,
don't bring it.
Yeah, you talking about from Maryland? Are you talking about from Maryland?
Yeah.
Wait till afterwards. Can you hold that thought?
All right. Yeah,
I got you. I'm gonna give you the whole stage for that.
No, you don't need the whole stage. I'm good. But I saw Quick get off the ball. Size, power. Like I said, I didn't get to look at him, that in depth with the practice. I wish I would have made it to the first 3 practices, because the one that I got to, they were doing a glorified walkthrough. They were just in jerseys and shorts. They weren't really doing a whole lot of hitting or anything. But I do think that he can be an option for the Panthers, later on in the draft. Now, mind you, is don't know if he'll be, starting out the gate, but at this point, across that defensive line, the Panthers need bodies. Okay. They need bodies, they need people, and they need enough of them so they can, what's the word I'm looking for? They need enough of them so they can have the people in here and not be, relying on going out and trying to sign people off of everybody's practice squad every week. You know what I mean? Because that's what did it to us a lot on that defensive line this past season too. We was out there window shopping at damn Target every week. You know what I mean? So
hey, every week. Every week.
Yeah, I damn 5 and below. That's what we was shopping at.
All right, so for our next pick, we got round 4 pick 112. We got the corner Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State. I got shout out another content creator. Him and Edgar have a channel out there, and that's Mr. Ricky Raines. Ricky actually is very high on I forgot his name. That God bless it quick.
Parrish.
Parrish as well. But what I like about Parrish, he's small, but one player that Ricky Raines compared them to, and I had to look at the tape, is McDuffie, Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs. Trent is not very big, but he's very physical, and he does get his hand on the ball. He may have a lot of pass deflections, but I like how he plays with bigger receivers, and he uses his size as height to his advantage. The one thing with Parrish is, though, He is, I think he's 5'10" or he's 5'9", but he's 196, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And for his total stats this past year, he had 50 total tackles, 1 interception, and 7 pass deflections. I definitely think that addresses that corner where Mike K was saying we need a corner to compete with Mike Jackson on the outside. I know Mike Jackson's a taller corner, but again, Trent McDuffie is not the biggest corner out there either. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he uses his size and speed, but one thing that Parrish has more than McDuffie, he's bigger, he's bulker. Again, like I said, he's 197 already coming out, and he's already 5'10". So I like addressing the corner position as well. You get another DB back there to go along with the DBs you already have.
But yeah, I'm with you, Doug. I'm with you.
Nah, like I said, I don't really know too much about these prospects, man. So I'm not even gonna give the people no bullshit, man. Hey, we gonna come back to this. We gonna definitely come back to this, but right now, like I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, but Doug, now one thing, one scenario I would like to see the Panthers be able to do, again, if we can get the money right. I do think there are a couple of decent safety free agents out there this year. If we can somehow get one of those in here and maybe make that cornerback pick a little bit higher. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So instead of like that second pick being a safety, maybe that second pick will be a cornerback if everything pans out and if free agency plays out that way, that we're able to bring in, I'm not even gonna say a good safety, for the secondary, because I really want them to get another cornerback in here. Like I keep saying, somebody that can be here, for the long haul, and like somebody that we can have, for the future. So,
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And I honestly think Parrish can. I understand. I know everybody will say we drafted a smaller corner in Chai Smith-Wade as well last year. So Chai Smith-Wade can definitely play nickel. I did like what I was able to see from him as well. Yes, Dylan, Justin Reed, again, this is just a draft. Coming from the Kansas City Chiefs, I would love for him to come here at Carolina. I thought I possibly could have an opportunity to get him when he left the Houston Texans. So I definitely like him as well, man. And then again, shout out to everybody that's rocking with us tonight, man. I just turned to the NFL honors. We are rooting for Luke Kuechly and Steve Smith to make the Hall of Fame tonight as well, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Again, I know other content creators are live. Again, the momentum that all the content creators are having, I'm definitely appreciative of Uncle Quan and CJ rocking with me, man, through thick and thin. Again, even though CJ say I left y'all high and dry last year, like again, we back with it, man. And we are, we got the train going full steam ahead, man. So let's continue with this draft. And we have with our next 4th round pick, our future offensive right tackle, and Brandon Crenshaw. Is that Ditson? I guess that's how you say his name. Ditson.
Yeah.
So one thing me and CJ, and I told CJ this when he did his Taylor Moton's cap video. And again, shout out to the Carolina's Armchair GM CJ. Go check that channel out where you can get more details about restructures and basically what we need to do with cap and fix the cap. I think we need to go ahead and draft our next offensive tackle. I do think Taylor Moton has 2 years. CJ asked me when he did the video afterwards, how many years you think Taylor Moton has? I said, give him 2 years, at the most 3. I think he wants to retire Panther. I don't think he wants to go to any other team. So I do think we got 2 years. Go ahead and get your future right tackle. Have Taylor Moton mold him, mentor him, and whenever he says it's time for me to go, you don't have to panic and go get an offensive tackle. I know a lot of people think we panicked when we got Ike Ekwonu. We didn't have a contingency plan once we lost certain players and everything. Go ahead and have that plan set up. Again, I'm going to pull it back up. You're looking at a late 4th round going almost to the 5th round. You're not putting, high cap or high draft capital to go get a future player that's not going to play right away. But I do think offensive tackle is a need with Taylor Moton only have possibly 2 more years in the tank. Go ahead, CJ. I'm gonna pass it off to you.
Hey, you know what? Crazy idea here. But I heard it on another channel. What do you think the possibility that we might cut Taylor Moton?
No.
And hold on, just hear me out. Cut Taylor Moton, and I heard somebody say you bring back Brady Christensen as your left tackle. I mean your right tackle. Oh, that is hilarious.
I never thought of that scenario because I really think we're gonna extend him for 2 years.
Okay.
Like I said, honestly think so. Again, one thing that Robert Hunt said, we need consistency across the line. Why would you break that up? Why would you break it up? Again, you have a top 5 in my mind, but I think statistics were top 10 offensive line. You got a quarterback that has a aura around him looks different. A coach that believes in him. You fix that defensive side. You may add a weapon here or two where they said, Dan Morgan said we need a playmaker. You do that. What else is there else that you need to do? Again, we just need a defense to be top 15.
Yeah.
So again, why mess with a issue where you know Taylor Moton is has always been there. You can always count on him consistent. Yeah, he missed a couple games this year, but he's always there. You can count on him regardless of who we had right beside him or on that entire offensive line.
Now, I knew how you're going to feel about that, and I threw that out there for you to shoot it down expeditiously because I do think there are people out there that are probably like, yeah, you know, cut him, man. We'll just re-sign Brady Christensen. Yeah, nah. And like you were saying, the man has missed a couple games, since he was drafted. Yeah, look, the season we were having, yeah, take them games off, big dog. It's not a big deal.
CJ, do me a favor. Go ahead and address this because you addressed it on the video.
I do not believe that they can kick the can with Taylor Moton down the road anymore. Now, according to Over the Cap, I do think they could restructure him. I'm not sure, but I think an extension is probably what's going to be more likely for the Panthers. And I think this year, I think we can save like $11.9 million if they sign Taylor Moton to an extension. Because the thing is, he has 3 voided years on his contract where his prorated signing bonus is $1.6 million in each one of those years. So if not this season, but if next season he doesn't get re-signed, all of that turns into dead cap hit for 2026. Okay. So I don't know if they, make him an extension, for those same amount of years, those void years or 3. I don't know exactly how that would work out, but I'm not sure if they can restructure anymore. But I was thinking, I know like the voided years, you can add as many voided years on the contract. You take 5 and minus the rest of the years left on the contract. And I don't know if those voided years are counted into that, or it's just the actual, the 4 years left on that original contract he signed. So if that's the case, it would be 1. So I don't know if they can add a voided year on there or not, but I think a extension will probably be the way they're going to go with Taylor Moton.
Appreciate that. Quan, you got anything on Taylor Moton?
Man, look, they better not touch Taylor Moton, man. Taylor Moton. Look, T-Mo, I love T-Mo, man. T-Mo is one of my favorite Panthers, man, for a while now. He's been consistent. I mean, that's one thing, bro. Like, for somebody to be that consistent for so long and barely miss time with us, like, and he's effective. I mean, he do his job. He don't allow it. Damn near no pressure, man. So to get rid of him, that would be like Dylan said, that's some helmet wearing activities. So I would not touch T-Mo at all, man.
Yes, sir. All right, I think we got what 4 more picks, and then we'll open the panel up so we can do this mock draft. Next, with the 5th round, 146, we picked Nick Nash out of San Jose State. He was also there at the Shrine Bowl. I don't know if CJ remembered that Nick Nash was there, but to read off some numbers for Nick Nash that I like, he is 104 receiving wide receiver, 1,382 yards, 16 touchdowns. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he is 6'3", a 6'3",
195. 6'3", 195. Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's your wide receiver right there that you add to the core. You have Nash, you have Jalen Coker, you have a Xavier Leggett, then you have a Adam Thielen, and a wide receiver that I think AJ would love to bring back is a David Moore. That's your wide receiver room right there. And you cannot go wrong with that. Again, what Nash is able to do, he was another bright spot. I want to say he made whichever team he was on, he was the one of the wide receivers along with shout out to Jimmy Horn Jr. as one of the wide receivers for MVP for the teams. So for me,
that was the West squad.
So West, thank you. So for the West squad, so I think Nick Nash would definitely be a great addition to this wide receiver room, and he's also a big body wide receiver if we decide to address that wide receiver in the draft.
Okay. I do like when you mentioned David Moore. Now, mind you, he did have 1 or 2 drops this past season, but I kind of think of him more so like like a Jericho Cotchery from 2015. That reliable vet that you can count on. But even though when I bring up Cotchery, I always said this. I was like, damn, he went to the Super Bowl to drop that damn pass. I don't think he dropped the pass all year long.
He ain't drop it. I don't care what nobody says. Cotchery ain't drop that ball, man. Man, CJ, that's a great comparison, man. That's I ain't really think of that comparison. Like, I mean, David Moore is somebody that can show up, he can make a few plays, you know what I'm saying? He's literally like that veteran presence when you need him. You know what I'm saying? He's there most of the time. He, like you said, he had a couple of drives. There was one I saw in person that really pissed me off, but I ain't holding against him. I mean, David Moore is definitely him and Bryce, man. They started to really find something towards the end of the season too, man. So I would definitely bring him back on like a cheap deal. That's another veteran guy in the presence of the receiver corps. So Adam Thielen, David Moore, those are 2 guys that's sure-handed for the most part, and they can kind of help coach up these guys as they develop too.
Okay. Hey, there was a comment. Somebody said, "What are we going to do at center?"
I was typing it up. My heart.
That's a good point. We've been talking about center all last season, man. All off season last year.
Yeah, but honestly, K Mays deserves to start, and you still got Andrew Ram. So again, I mean, you have centers there. I mean, that's not a dire need. Again, I think defense is a dire need. And I see our guy Bleezo keep talking about Ted McMillan. Well, again, we're going to drop the link here and probably one more pick so people can start coming in so we can go ahead and do this mock draft. But right before we continue, shout out to Jaden Daniels winning Rookie of the Year. Now they're about to do Defensive Rookie of the Year. Again, I do think right now for this year, he is a top 5 quarterback. I'm not going to say in the last 5 years, but if we're talking 2024, he was a top 5 quarterback. Let's see what he does in 2025. But I don't think nothing stopping that young man from being the phenomenon that he is.
That dude, man, coming out of LSU, really out of this draft, it was Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels that I thought was the 2 best quarterbacks, just like purely because of their accuracy and what their touch on the ball, the velocity, all that, man. So to see him literally come in the league and thrive his first year, breaking records, I mean, literally carrying that franchise, that was something truly amazing to see, man. So he definitely was more deserving of Rookie of the Year than anybody in this league, man. He went crazy.
That's crazy.
Did y'all hear that the Falcons are going to let Kirk Cousins go? Or is that something I saw that was just
stupid?
I haven't. That's going to cost them money. It's going to cost them
money. They paid that man how much?
$118 million, something like that.
Stupid.
I say, where Uncle Red at? So he can tell us.
Is this Patrick Surtain? No, that looked like Patrick Surtain.
What you talking about?
I think they just did Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. And I think Patrick Surtain just won Defensive Player of the Year. And I feel like that's one thing that people are going to slight because we didn't. If this is Patrick Surtain, I think it is. We didn't get Patrick Surtain. We got J.C. Horn.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
do that. You know my guys right here. I
hope people don't start doing that, though, man.
But I think, Patrick Surtain just got Defensive Player of the Year. Well deserved. I think J.C. Horn, again, I think this gives him more motivation going into gives him more motivation going into 2025 season. So I can't wait to see. I was reading because they put Myles Garrett's name up there, but I know that's Patrick Surtain that just won that. So Let me see. Next, we have running back. I have a favorite running back, and I'm going to say my comment as well. And I will let everybody know what we have in store for that running back. CJ already knows. But at this particular spot, I was not able to get him. So I had to go with the running back out of Rutgers, Kyle, who reminds me of a lot of Isaiah Pacheco. And his stats for this past year were 250 carries, 1,279 yards, and 13 touchdowns. And a lot of people did not know who Isaiah Pacheco was. He was a late round pick again, and he flourished in the Andy Reid system. I think we are going to draft another running back. I hate what happened to Jonathan Brooks. Shout out to him. I'm hoping for a speedy recovery. I want that young man to come back with a vengeance. We know what Thomas Davis was able to do. I want him to come back with a vengeance and have a healthy season. But I do think we do need another running back, depending on the situation, what we do with Miles Sanders. Do we cut him? Do we keep him? But we don't have Blackshear anymore. So I do think we will draft one in the later rounds.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because all of our running backs, let me see, Blackshear. Yeah, Blackshear is a free agent. Mike Boone's a free agent. Miles Sanders, they can save money by cutting him. I think it's like $5 million. Six. Okay, yeah. So now mind you, you know, now if we could get the Atlanta game Miles Sanders for the entire season next year, you know, I wouldn't be mad at that. But again, if you save $6 million and you get a rookie out of the draft, later round pick that's going to have a really cheap salary for your first 4 years, and he fills in until say Jonathan Brooks can come back, or just say he comes in and does a great job behind Chuba, then now we got 3 running backs. So hey, we'll see.
Yes, sir. All right, let me go ahead and do one more, and then we're going to drop the link so we have some people if they want to come and do a mock draft with us. All right, so round 6, 2 more picks to close out. We traded with the Raiders to get another tight end. With Ian Thomas leaving, we picked up the tight end Jalen Conyers from, I think he's from Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
School down there. And his stats for this past year were 30 receptions, 320 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he's a 6'4", 6'5" tight end. So I love the size, big body, red zone, throw it up there. Another one that can go along with JT Sanders. So that's the reason why I went ahead and got a tight end, because I do think we're going to cut Ian Thomas, or he would not be brought back. And I do think we're going to try to get Tommy Tremble back and then add a tight end in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I got anything? I'm setting up the
I'm with it. And I did a quick interview with Luke Lachey after the Senior Bowl game too. Now mind you, he's a slim dude, and I did see Conyers in practice. And what I can say about both of them, they both have decent hands. Okay, now do I see Luke Lachey being made like a Tommy Tremble as far as a blocking tight end? Probably not, but we'll see. But I think both of those guys will be options later on in the draft, though.
All right, Mr. Hunky I appreciate that $2 super chat. He said flag trade HB4 Effin Chisholm III wide receiver to light halfback. So I don't know who he's talking about, and I might you don't got to send another super chat, Mr. Hunky Dory. Just type it in the chat so we can read it, and then I'll read it back out. And then for our last pick, and then also everybody tell me what you think of the draft, A through F. If you give me an F, hey, I'll take it. I don't mind getting the F. In our last pick, we got linebacker out of Georgia, Samal Mondin Jr. to have a young linebacker that can learn. Hopefully, I'm thinking we're going to add that in the offseason as well. And for his stats, he just had 57 total tackles, 3 sacks to go along with it. So again, to recap the draft, we traded back with the Indianapolis Colts. With the 14th pick, we got Mike Green. Round 2, pick 45, you got Xavier Watts. Pick 58, you got Jared Ivory. Round 3, pick 74, you got Alfred Collins. Then we go to round 4. You got JJ Pegas out of Ole Miss with 109. 112, you got Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State. To close out round 4, you got our future offensive right tackle and Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. Round 5, you got a future wide receiver, Nick Nash. Then you got a running back out of Rutgers by the name of Cal. I'm not saying his last name because I'm probably gonna mess that up. Then to close out in round 6 and 7, you got your tight end and Jalen Conyers. And round 7 to close out the draft, you got Samuel Munden Jr., linebacker out of Georgia. So tell me what you guys think about the draft. What grade would you give it? Again, we are going to do a mock draft. Fellas, what you feel about the draft while we see if somebody's going to pull up and do a mock draft with us?
I think it was good. Needs, man. Oh, go ahead, CJ.
Mm-hmm. No, you good, Quan. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it addressed our needs. I mean, we got a little bit of everything in that draft, so I like it, man. I'll give it a solid. Again, without the knowledge of these players, I'm gonna just throw out an A. I'm gonna throw out an A, solid A, man.
Real quick, Dylan, I know for sure, and I know CJ can address this too. That Miami kicker is gonna be a Carolina Panther. I'm gonna leave it at that. When I say Coach Bates was on him like white on rice, there was no tell who Coach Bates was trying to make sure we have a kicker for the future.
Yeah, Eddie can go, honestly. Eddie can definitely go, man.
Hey, and the crazy thing is, Eddie, Johnny Hecker, and JJ Jansen are all free agents.
All free agents.
Word.
So we possibly might have a new long snapper, kicker, and punter. And
then real quick, Ms. Ankidor, I know exactly what you're talking about. He was actually there with us, CJ. Google effing Christian III. Yep, wide receiver out of Eastern Washington. Rutgers running back is 209. We need a 225 or better smash mouth type running back. Appreciate that. And then we got a couple of grades. Earl Lockhart said A-. Diggins said a B+. Great draft. San Diego State wide receiver, damn good pick. Okay. First, what does this say? Okay, hold on. He said
first round pick for Garrett Wilson.
Doug had to rehearse the players. So look, I'm gonna put a little nugget out here. So when I had an opportunity to interview Bucky Brooks, I had to do a second take, and I said, "We have Bucky Irvin here." And Bucky Brooks just laughed. And he laughed and he was like, "No, Bucky Brooks." He was like, "It's okay." And he was like, "You okay?" He was like, "I've got that before." And CJ was over there just smiled at me. I was like, "Yeah, I messed up."
Hey, you know what? Doug wasn't the only one. You should have seen both of us trying to pronounce Ahmed Hassanin's name.
Yes, out of Boise State.
Because he was the one interview I got on that last practice day. And the crazy thing is, we sent the people a list of names. And mind you, I got there the wrong day. I know this now for next year. I know to get there on the first day of practice because the practice that I got to, the interviews were kind of optional, and everybody I had on my list did not want to do interviews. One guy was sick, and just so happens that Ahmed Hassanin, he's an edge rusher from Boise State, and I think that's another person that could possibly be a Panther later on in the draft. But yeah, so it wasn't just Doug. It wasn't just Doug. Let me tell you, I had to make sure I got that man's name right before I started that camera. And I said, "Is that right?" He's like, "Yeah, that's right." I said, "Okay, cool."
All right. So like I said, again, the link is in the chat. I will drop it again if somebody wants to join us. We're about to go ahead and do these mock drafts. Let me share my screen.
Who got defensive rookie of the year?
They haven't get that one yet. They're doing offensive player of the year right now. Okay. So I will let you know. And shout out to Barry Sanders that's up there. That looks like Dickerson. So it got to be Miles Sanders. They got two of the greatest running backs up there. Saquon Barkley got offensive player of the year. Shout out to him, man. Obviously, he's not there because he's getting ready for the Super Bowl, but obviously that's well deserved right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
All right, and if there's a comment in the chat, y'all, or something, please let me know as well, too. All right, so we got it on 7. I already got it preset. Everything's set. I'm going to go ahead and enter the draft. Can y'all see my screen, right, fellas?
Yep.
No, absolutely not. Nah, you good.
All right, so we're gonna start the draft. So I'm gonna scroll up so you guys can see who got drafted already. You have Cam Ward at number 1, Abdul Carter at number 2, Travis Hunter at 3, Ted McMillan at 4, Will Johnson at 5, Shador Sanders at 6, Malachi Starks at 7. We are on the clock, and
Mason Graham, turn the card in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
we don't need to spend too much time on this pick.
so we're all in agreement to Mason Graham.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Before I do this, I did this on my end. Do you guys want to trade up right now from 58, or we want to stay at 58?
Nah, you know, I never thought about that. That's a good idea.
I want to trade up. I want to get in the 40s.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Well, if we can get to the 30s.
What if you could trade up from 58 and give up maybe 109 and 112 since they're kind of, you know, close?
Who are we trading to?
Shoot, I guess you have to look
up, see who the trade offers right there.
Okay, so obviously 10, like I said, but I do force trades too, because you never know.
Okay.
So here are the teams that are interested. You got 30, 35, and like I said, obviously you got the other teams as well.
What about the Bears? They got 2 second-round picks right there, damn near back to back, because they got our second-round pick and theirs. So
okay, so let me keep going. So you said Chicago Bears?
Right there on the screen.
Okay. So you want to do
try 41.
Okay, so 41, and we're turning away what, 58?
58 and try 58 and 140. Who they do at 140?
You may offer it. Okay, they didn't take it.
Okay, well, try 109 or 112 then. Yeah, they don't want neither one of them. Okay, well, I guess we see who else out there is higher than 58. Yeah.
All right, let me see. No, that's way too.
What about that 42?
I'll say, yeah. What about 42? What about this one?
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it.
Not likely.
Not likely. All right.
3 attempts remaining.
What if you throw in like a late pick too, like maybe the two something? What we got?
So you want to do a 3 for 1?
Not really.
Yeah, never mind.
If this is like this, we might as well just go ahead and keep 58.
Yeah, we just stay away. This is too much. Yeah, it's too much of an hassle.
Yeah, we might need to do some testing with this and then come back with another video.
All right. So then, right now, you got your interior D lineman. So positions of needs that I know we do need. You need interior. And CJ, while I'm pulling it up, go ahead and talk about the player that a lot of people need to be looking out for.
Jordan Phillips, the defensive tackle from Maryland. I do believe he is like 6'3", 315, if I'm not mistaken. 320. But when I tell you, my man is built like a German tank. I mean, the dude is solid muscle. Okay, now mind you, I'm about I'm about 270, probably about 270, 280. And when I say it looked like old buddy was, you know, smaller than me, but you know, he was just he was just muscle. But when I saw him at practice, and again, I missed a lot of the practices, but he was somebody that stood out to a lot of the people during those first 3 practices. And what I saw from him, he has something that we sorely miss on our defensive line. He has a combination of power and speed. His first step is really quick. Okay, really quick. And you can combine that with his power. If he's able to hold up on the defensive line, and in the occasion where he can get to the quarterback, get pressure, potentially get a sack, I think he's a name that we should keep an eye on for maybe like a day 2 pick. So, but yeah, Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle for Maryland. Now his stats don't really jump off the screen at you. Like I said, if you see him in person, see him and caught him in the game. He was
a Mack truck.
He was constantly in the East backfield. Okay, he was constantly in the backfield. He was constantly in the position, to make a play. All right. Now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie. Doug will tell you during that game, the quarterback play, especially for the West, was trash. It was terrible. It was so bad. The East beat them 25-0. Yeah, I forgot who those quarterbacks were for the West.
They tried to kick a field goal to make
just to get points on the board and missed.
Down bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me scroll back up. So right now, again, we're at pick 58. Do you guys want to stay at 74, or we're just gonna go one straight through?
Yeah, let's just run straight through.
All right, so the top player of need right now for interior D lineman and edge, you got Birch Alexander, whose stock is going up based off of what he did at the Senior Bowl, and Alfred Collins. Do you guys want to take another edge? Or do you guys want to take an edge or get another interior D lineman?
We can go edge right here.
Yeah,
so you want to go with Birch,
edge.
And then Birch is 6'6", 295. I know you like that, Quan.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Can you take defensive interior off of that and just bring the edges up real quick?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just do a Cameron Rucker. Okay, a Camian Rucker, my bad. Okay, yeah, we can go with Birch.
All right. So you got an interior D lineman and you got a defensive end. So now, fellas, what do you think our need is?
Cornerback.
You want corner?
Yeah, we need corner.
Ooh, I see a name there, boy. Boy, I know he
was Thomas at the
No,
he was at the Senior Bowl, right?
He was at the Senior Bowl, but we had Dobson and Kobe Bryant. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Kobe Bryant reminds me a lot of a Dante Jackson, taller, and a little bit longer. And when I say that boy is a stud, he had 3 picks, 1 pick a day at practice. And this is full padded practice, not a glorified walkthrough. Full padded practice, 3 picks, 1 every day.
Hey, I wish Tony was here so he could shut you down, Doug.
I know.
Said he is not a Kobe Bryant fan at all.
Man.
Well, either Thomas or Bryant here, I think would be a good pick. Now, mind you might be able to, according to PFF here, you probably be able to get Kobe Bryant a little later on.
Hold on, we got somebody backstage. Hold on, let me add him.
Okay.
What's going on, Couch Coach Ken?
Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Hey, it's just Mr. Hunky Dory. I want to come in and bug y'all for no reason.
What's going on, Mr.
Hunky Dory?
How brothers doing tonight, man? Hopefully everybody's doing great.
Blessed, man. Blessed. How you, man?
I am very blessed. Very blessed.
Oh, yeah,
that's all that matters. But yeah, go ahead. I'll comment as you go along.
Okay, like I said, go ahead and give your input in as well, man.
I'm
and dig it. He's not. He was very aggressive during practice. I wish AJ was up here. AJ had a work engagement, but I mean, Kobe was just aggressive. Like the only thing that scares me is I want him. But the Denver Broncos DB coach was kind of you can tell he was falling in love with him more and more. And I wish we did have a corners coach out there. But again, I love everything I was able to see with Kobe Bryant out there at practicing. And he did not play in the game because he said based off of the feedback, the coaches said they didn't see nothing else from him based off of his interviews and what he showed in practice.
Yeah, quite a few of them did that.
Correct. Your boy Hassanin did too.
Hassanin, yep.
So do y'all want corners? What we want corner in another position, corner and wide receiver. What you guys thinking?
We got interior. We got edge.
Yeah, we got our interior and edge already.
Hey, you know
I'm
what?
glad they added the picks in there. You can see what you picked. I'm glad they added that.
Mm-hmm.
My fault, CJ. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm sorry, Ron. You good. Hey, I was gonna say, see who's at linebacker right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Because I think as quiet as it's kept, possibility that Shaq Thompson does not come back.
Correct.
You're still going to have a need for a potential depth piece at the linebacker spot.
Correct.
Do you go with somebody this high, or do you is it another free agent pickup? Who knows? We'll see it all when the time comes. But
there's one other thing you should consider too. We got a whole year of Shaq Thomas healthy. Is he going to break down this year if he does stay? Are you going to say your prayers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say them regardless.
And I see Digger said don't forget safety. So I'm gonna put safety in there as well.
Okay. We do need a safety. I was looking at that Kevin guy. I was looking at him.
Only thing that scares me is this.
Ooh.
No. Doug, the games played. Look at the games played. That's what scares me too.
And I had to do a deeper dive. And I was like, look at his last 2 years, 23 and 22. And I said, okay, I had to go to the metrics. 6'2", 208. And I was like, okay.
That's good size for a safety, man.
Yes.
Real
great size.
Okay.
So, fellas, do we want to go safety? Because that is the highest grade if we're going off a grade or if we're going off a
no. What type of injury does he have?
He's still dealing with that injury?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'll look it up, Doug.
Please.
Okay.
And what type of injury is it? That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Partial torn ACL.
Oh, I know CJ's gonna say no.
Yep. Nope. Take him off my screen.
No for me, dog.
Take him off my screen.
So what about this safety though?
I think he would be a good pick too.
Just won a natty.
At the ransom, 6'1", 210.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we in agreement?
He was making plays in the game.
And he will tackle.
Yeah. So are we going with a safety at 77? I mean 74?
Why not? Let's get it. I say lock it in.
Yeah.
All right. So you got an interior, you got an edge, and you got a safety.
All right.
Shout out to Dig.
Let me see. Let's go corner for sure. Oh,
hey, same,
yes,
Dylan. Same, man.
Yes, sir. Nolan Williams, and I think somebody was it Earl Lockhart that said something about Nolan Williams. Like I said, this cat was out here at the Shrine Bowl and definitely won him some money. He had 2 picks, one on Sunday's practice, one on Monday's practice. The coverage is what I love. 77%. Basically 78 is great. Run defense almost at a 79. Look at his metrics: 6'1", 200 pounds.
I like him,
because a lot of these cats. Now, I mean, I know everybody doesn't like PFF, but if you look at some of these, the grades, you get a lot of these cats where they'll have a 70-something, 80 coverage grade, but then the run defense grade will be in the low 60s, high 50s or something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what I was saying. Like, if we do get it, we need to get a safety that's balanced. Somebody that, like I said, can tackle. Because I promise you, if I see some shoulder tackles at training camp, I'm jumping that damn fence.
Me too, man. I'm
you.
right behind
y'all gonna see me on WSOC. Crazy Panther fan jumps fence at practice to try and explain how to tackle.
And I'll tell you another cornerback that I love. Again, we talk about Jacob Parrish. I haven't showed his grade, but again, this is not too bad for coverage. He's at 77. Run defense could be a little bit better. It's at a 71. But then zone, what we run in Carolina, he's at a 79. But again, his metrics is what hurts him. He's 5'10", 198. But that's still a big corner for his size.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I'll take Noel Williams. But what you fellas thinking?
I like that Williams guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So, I see another one of my guys, but I'm gonna see what you guys say. CJ should know the name because I actually interviewed him. So,
Elijah Roberts from
yes, sir. Do you want to pull them up so they can see?
Yeah, go ahead and pull them up.
What I mean,
let me tell you.
Like I said, there's nothing to see. You see all blue, and blue means
goodness.
It means elite. Like I said, if you want to check that interview out, go on Wassup Doug 336. It's on the Twitter side. We definitely interviewed him after the game, and he did speak to the Panthers doing interviews. A 91 rush grade, pass rush grade. Run defense is a 81. Man, I can go on and on about Elijah Roberts, man. I wanted to see him in practice. Bulldog. I understand that, we already got one edge, but this is a player that I compare to the physique of Hassan Reddick. If you look at him, he's 6'4", 295. Hassan Reddick wasn't big either, but he uses his speed and his undercutting of a offensive lineman to get to the quarterback, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
6'4", 295. That's not a little dude, Doug.
It's not, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying compared to what we're talking about, the 6'6". A lot of cats in the edges room this year are 6'6".
Bro, so that's like two of me.
Yeah.
I was like 295. That's just not look.
Yeah,
no, he's not small at all.
DraftKings has him rated higher. They had him at a 92. Like he's going to go a little bit earlier, and ESPN got him rated higher than what he is right here.
Yeah. I think a lot of these rankings are going to change too here.
Yeah. Well, no, this got updated on the 3rd. So if he shows out at the combine, he's going to go up even more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, that would be my pick. But what you guys feeling? Like, should we double down? Should we look at wide receiver? Like, what do you guys think we should do?
I have no problem with doubling down, but we can take a peek at wide receiver. I'm sorry, Quan.
No, you're good. I was gonna say the exact same thing, man. I mean, we already got our edge, and we got a defensive interior, and so far we got all defense. So it wouldn't hurt to at least peep at what they got on the offensive side, man. A receiver,
okay,
or maybe even a running back
to that number. So are we going with Elijah Roberts?
Well, I didn't see the receivers that you pulled up.
Oh, my bad, Quan.
No, you good.
Yeah, you're bad, Doug.
Oh, dang. They way down there.
But that's good, though, because I see 2. I see 3. I see Juice Wells. Juice Wells is built, too. When I say that joker's a chiseled wide receiver.
Look, but pull up his stats, though.
Yeah, his stats don't. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. His stats scream. Keep moving.
Bust.
Keep moving. Yeah. Look, man, size ain't always a great thing.
Correct.
Yeah. And you know what? And a lot of times somebody can come into the NFL and get in the right scheme with the right coaching, and them college stats will not mean a damn about anything, and they get to the pros and ball out. So
facts. Yeah. I'm good with that edge, Doug. If we're gonna
like I said, if we draft a lot of, like I said, I'm gonna look at running backs too, and I'll give more to it at the end too. So we go with Elijah Roberts here. So we got 2 edges. You got your interior D lineman. You got your safety, and you got a corner. So now we're in round 5.
But the only other defensive I'd like to see is maybe we get another defensive lineman for rotation. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, we can look at Mr. Honky Dory. That's too easy. Oh, Shamir Turner.
Bing, bing.
And it's crazy though, because his stats don't. And like I said, I know this is PFF. But when I looked at this, I was like, because he was somebody that they were keeping an eye on at the Senior Bowl.
Correct.
So, yeah. Him and was the counterpart there too? I can't pronounce his name. Is it Nick something?
I'm not sure.
No, you know, the edge from Texas A&M. Scorton, whatever his name is.
Stroughton, yeah, he was there.
Yeah, okay.
But here, hey, I'm gonna shout out CJ again. He interviewed this guy. You want to talk about CJ West?
Yeah, hey, hey, he was a great dude. Let me tell you, a lot of people saw the interview on when I put it on my X page. You know, a lot of people said that he would be a good good pickup for the Panthers. Look at this. Get his first look, Doug.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
he's 6'2", 317.
Yes, sir.
And let me see. I want to say because again, he was playing on the west side, so I didn't get to see a lot of him, but I heard some good things from some other people about him, especially in the practices. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because then that's one thing I figured out. The games are cool. The games are cool, but you put your work in these practices.
Well, you look at how many games he played from when he first started. He started with 10, then went to 12, went to 13. So
13.
And look at that. Yeah, he didn't drop a beat. I mean, you want to see that in a college player. I mean, he did not drop a beat.
Yeah. Hey, look at that run defense grade.
Yep.
And look at the run stop win rate. So that's another thing.
And that's one thing Shot Total couldn't do. So hey,
I say we
somebody
take a dip.
Somebody said look at
another
linebackers
position?
too.
A linebacker. Thank you. Okay. And do we have a third, or we just have two?
Running back.
Running back. You already know who I want. And if he's there, where is he at? I hope that Joker ain't got drafted. Hold on. Okay.
Are you looking at Bryce?
All right, so you got running backs are the higher grade right here, and Jarquez Hunter, he's a stud.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was the kid at the Senior Bowl that had the first 2 touchdowns, but that's
the
my man
kid
from Arizona.
Yeah, that's the kid from Arizona.
Yeah.
But no, this kid right here is a stud too. If you want a running back, hey.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss you, Kobe King. I like Kobe King too.
Right, but go back up to the first guy and look who he played against versus that. I mean, look at where he's getting his numbers at. He's not. I mean, look at that. I mean, you go down Arkansas, Oklahoma, Georgia. I mean, UK,
A&M.
Yeah,
that's talent.
Yeah.
All right. So do y'all want to do? Because we got 6 spots away from that. So do we want to go running back here, then go linebacker, go linebacker here, then go running back?
Take everybody off and see just the linebackers real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me see.
You got a couple out here because I like Cody. I like Cody Simon
too.
Yeah,
I know a little bit of something about him, man. He's that.
Hey, is Lander Barton gone yet? I'm sure he probably shot up some.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's been available this far down in the draft before, but I figured he would probably shoot up because a lot of people talk about him, a man from Utah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mr. No Neck. That dude has no neck.
Mr. No
Shoulders
neck.
to head.
Just all shoulder and head.
I'm dead serious. Look up this picture, buddy.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That's it.
Hey, and then CJ Jordan Phillips went round 398 to the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, boy, okay.
I'm telling you, he's shooting up. He is shooting up, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we gonna do here, fellas?
Let's go. I go running back.
I'll let y'all have this one. Yeah.
Okay, y'all want to go running back, so we'll go running back, then we'll go linebacker.
All right.
I think that's the smartest way.
Quinn Ewers is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's sliding too. I mean,
now, do you think with Ewers there's a slight chance that somebody might reach for him in the first round?
No, like I said, it's gonna be Jason Dart. It's gonna be Jason Dart.
Who?
Jason Dart,
Mississippi. Yeah, Ole Miss. Yeah.
Oh, Jackson Dart. I said, who the hell is Jason?
Oh well, I mean, some people do call him Jason Dart because it's J-A-X.
Oh, I thought it was Jackson. Oh, my bad.
No, it's Jason Dart.
Okay.
All right, so the linebacker, like I said, I'm gonna show them both. I think it's based off of preference, and I know what PFF is gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Kobe King.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go to first look. 6'1", 248.
Hold on, Doug. Before you do that, hit net. Oh, okay.
Hit net.
No, next. When you the first look, see down at the bottom, hit next. And I think it'll take you to the next
and then
person.
go to the next one behind him. He's 6'2", 235.
Okay.
Then let me go back so we can go to stats.
Yeah. Overall 83.6. Okay. Run defense grade, coverage grade. We'll see what go back and see what Simon looked like.
He looks good. Like I said, he looks good.
Yeah.
I think I have to go with Simon here.
Simon says.
Yeah.
Draft.
All right. So we're gonna go with Cody Simon. Let's go back to our pick.
Cody, man. I like Cody.
All right, we at 5. Wide receiver. Let's see who left there.
All right, see the top one.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
So are we all good with Nick Nash?
All
right.
When you first talked about him earlier and all that, I was like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
That dude is a lot better than what they're ranking him.
Hey, now you see my man Tyler Show there. He was at the Senior Bowl as well. Now, do you think there's an off chance that Panthers might spend one of these 7th round picks on a quarterback, depending on what happens with Andy Dalton?
So do you want 2 Louisville quarterbacks on the roster?
Well, I'm pretty sure one of them gonna get cut. So I mean, I doubt it'll be 2. Well, either it'll be a situation where one makes the roster, and then if the other one survives, the cuts, they'll be put back on the practice squad. So,
got you.
I worried about taking a quarterback right now because we still can pick up valuable pieces, but it wouldn't be a bad pickup because, like you say, Andy he's headed out. And this guy, he's a little skinny, but he can add some weight to him. But he does have very nice arm to him. He's pretty accurate for a backup.
Here's another linebacker, 6 foot 226.
How many did we get? Go back to our picks, though. Who do we get?
You got an interior D lineman. Edge,
check for another defensive tackle.
Another D
tackle.
tackle.
We got left there. Yeah.
Howard Cross is good too, but that's
Conker Hemingway. Conker Hemingway. Now I did get to interview him after the Shrine Bowl game as well. Now, mind you, he had a sack and came close to another one with Johnny Walker from Missouri, and also got in the backfield and batted down a pass. So he definitely had a pretty decent game at the Shrine Bowl, and he also met with the Panthers as well. So I know we all like our South Carolina Gamecock players. So that's another one that you can kind of keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, and I believe.
Jared Verse got
defensive
rookie of the year. Okay, cool. That's what's up.
So that's interior. Do you think we should wait till 229? Or
what we picking at? Where we picking at, though?
We're at 228 right now.
228. Okay.
So I added tight end. You got tight end.
I just slipped.
What happened?
What you got, Mr. Honky Door?
Oh no! I was going to say something, but I'm not. I was thinking about the movie, whatever it was, the Western movie where the guy was like Tonka the bull. You know what I mean? The Western. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, we got 2.
I don't know nothing about that one, man.
Yeah. Do we need another safety?
We already got. Oh yeah, we got.
We only got one.
I'm going to just assume that we picked up another safety in free agency.
Okay,
that's going to be my assumption.
Dante Trader, no, right now.
Nah.
I say no to safety right now.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, we QB interior. Go back to tight ends though, because we didn't take the tight end.
I see Munden. I see him out there too.
Okay.
Dances.
I ain't gonna lie.
Tatanka, the guy was saying Tatanka.
Okay.
Where
I
is he?
said only tight end on that list I recognize is Nesbitt from Carolina.
Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I see something. I just saw. Was that linebacker? This is the linebacker that I drafted, but I like what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the pass rush is at a 74. Run is 76. Average depth for run tackle 4.6, but missed tackle right. He barely misses tackles.
He could be a late gem, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, snatch him up, though.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
All right. So now we got 229 and 232.
See the defensive tackles again. Okay.
We need a quarterback. Bryce ain't it.
You still got quarterbacks out here. So do you want to take Tyler? I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it at this far down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I know what the last pick is. I'm gonna see what CJ gonna say.
Kicker.
Yep, and I know the kicker we gonna get.
There you go.
Let's see if anything gonna show up. Let me see.
They said, "Nah, we ain't made that far yet, fellas."
I was gonna put in super chat, trade Eddie P for a 7th round pick.
No, he's a free agent, so we good on that, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see how we did, man. So we stayed right there. We got an A+ for Mason Graham. Jordan Birch, you got an A-. Lathan Ransom, B+. Nolan Williams, B+. Elijah Roberts, A-. That's my boy right there, man. Jarquez Hunter, B-. Cody Simons, D+. Hey,
that's only because we skipped the other linebacker.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Nash, B-. Mondon, C+. Taylor, how you say his name? CJ?
Tyler
Show, A-. C for the kicker. I honestly think we did a position kicker. It would be better. But yeah, we got a B+. So I'm fine with that though, because you bring in 2 edges, a starting interior lineman, you got a starting safety, cornerback depth, a running back that can help, 2 linebackers, a wide receiver to go along with your wide receiver core, a quarterback, and you got your kicker. So
I would say that's a productive draft, Mike.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, I think PFF has us with 11 picks. But now if you go and search just about anything else, it said we only have 9.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We did a trade,
7,
didn't
8,
we?
9. 10, 11. We didn't do a trade.
Not on this one.
That's what we talked about. We had 11 picks.
Yeah, we didn't do a trade.
Yeah. PFF says we have 11, but
like, hold on, Steve Poole is here. My bad, Steve, man. Steve, you there?
You good.
What's going on, Steve?
Right, Steve, did you want to run another one, or did you have any comments about the draft?
Oh no, that was a good draft. That was a good mock draft.
Okay. Tell a little one, whoever got a little one in the background, tell I said hey. So yeah, like I mean, for me, I honestly think the next slide we can put up is, and we can close out here as well, is what are our draft needs going into the combine here at the end of the month? What exactly positions do we need to address to help this offense and defense, or help the Carolina Panthers going into 2025?
You want to rank them, or
you want the top 3, top
whatever,
4?
Whatever. I mean, anybody can go. Just whatever your preference is. What do you guys think we need?
Defensive
tackle,
interior, edge, corner.
I agree. I agree.
Replacement for Shy Tuttle.
Yeah. Preach.
That's what I'm gonna say. I
was saying they're gonna love that one, man.
Replacement. We need a cornerback, and I believe we need another linebacker. I didn't like our linebackers. I thought they were too slow, and they weren't hitting in the gap. The run game was terrible. You know what I mean? I know Josie Jules was all over the place, but I saw him get walked back.
Got you.
Hey, now Mr. Huggy Dory. Oh, my bad.
Did you have something, man? Okay, he went back on mute. Go ahead, Mr. Honky Dory.
And that's it. I mean, that's the 3 right off the bat. You know, on defense automatically. That's just 3 positions. Now I could go 9 or 10, but that's the 3 most I saw.
Got you.
What was you about to say, CJ?
I was going to say, do you think it would have made a difference with the healthy Josie Jewell all year?
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
when it looks like he now he's fast, but the thing was I thought he was just a little bit too slow to get to the gap. Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Understood.
I believe that just like you see a running back able to shift automatically, you know, he can pincer move off that one leg. He plants it and he's automatically cutting back. I believe linebacker should be able to do that to get to the gap, and I didn't see that from Josie Jewell enough for me to fill that gap. It was like he was too slow to recognize a new gap opening.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, real quick before we close out, let me go ahead and bring up the slide for upcoming content. So, for our members, we will have a members only mock draft 2.0. Uncle Quan gifted memberships. He gifted 15 memberships. Again, if you want to grab that membership after we get off, go ahead and head over to the homepage, hit join. It's only 99 cents. Then we will do a members only combine video, and then we'll release it to the public before the combine. Then I will be on vacation until March the 6th should be our first live back. If not, it will be the following Thursday, but we will be back. We will do mock draft 3.0. We will talk about we have some contacts that will be in attendance for the combine. We will reach out to them. We'll get notes from them. We'll bring it to you guys. And again, we'll have Blitz Talk back either the first week in March or the second week in March, whenever we will be able to bring you guys our tapes for Blitz Talk on that Thursday, either the first or second Thursday. So, fellas, again, I appreciate everybody that has joined us on X. Again, and everybody that has joined us on YouTube as well. Again, this is 1.0. We're going to do 5 mocks. So, again, if you want that second mock, go ahead and hit the join button. Go ahead and get that membership. It's only 99 cents. And you'll be able to have access to that. We also have some things already over there. We're going to get a little bit of interviews, and I'm glad I just thought about that. Also, for our members, I had the privilege of getting a running back prospect that I'm hoping Carolina does draft. I'm going to shout his name out every time until he gets drafted. That is Taj Brooks from Texas Tech. I have his personal contact. He said anything that I need with interviews or anything, we will be interviewing him before the draft and after the draft. Hopefully he goes to a good landing spot because we will be attending his training camp this year to bring you guys behind coverage with Taj Brooks, Texas Tech's running back that is in the draft this year. Other than that, fellas, go ahead and give me your closing remarks. Quan, you on mute.
All season is finally here, chat. So, hey, I'm sitting back, man. I'm going to let Dan cook. In the meantime, man, I will be going back live. I know I took a break. If you guys are following my channel, I took like a nice little needed break, man. I will be back very soon. Date to be determined. But we're going to walk through this together, man. Obviously, I talked to Doug a lot behind the scenes, man. Doug put me onto these prospects like he did last year. So what I want to do, man, for the next live, we're gonna study this together. We're just gonna get on it live and we're just gonna study these prospects, man. And we're gonna do the damn thing, man. So y'all stay tuned, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. And, hey, as always, Doug, I appreciate you having me on the platform, man. It's always a good time being up here, man. Just a blessing to be up here and just be alive and just chopping up, talking football with y'all boys, man.
Yes, sir. Hold on real quick. So we're going to stay on. I got the TV on. They're about to announce the Hall of Fame. I am praying we get 2 Panthers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we need at least.
So, Steve the Bull, did you have any closing remarks? CJ, I'm going to let you shout your channel out before we.
Oh, no, yeah, great show,
Steve,
bro.
did you have any remarks, man?
Oh, yeah, no, great show, bro. Good
hey, I appreciate you, man. You've always pulled up for me, so I definitely appreciate you. Did you get one of those memberships?
No, I ain't get one. I'm gonna get one.
Go ahead and grab that membership. It's 99 cents if you can, man. I actually wish you could have
gotten
it.
For sure.
Yes, sir. All right, so I'm gonna turn my TV up so we can see. I am praying that we get 2. Mr. Ankidor, did you have any closing remarks? So Jared Allen is the first one to be announced to the Hall of Fame. Come on, man.
They must be saving the Panthers for last.
Don't say that, man. Well, I mean, he did play for the Panthers too, so we can be
upset. True. Yeah. But they probably going to start small, then be.
Now, Jared Allen's a big one because what he did at Minnesota was huge.
Oh yeah.
Hey, facts. Jared Allen was a beast. Man. I think he was
Luke,
the first time
Sterling,
we've seen
Sterling Sharp is the second one.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's up.
Well,
that's what's
yeah.
brother.
We need both of them, man. I really want Smitty to get it though.
I want Luke to get it. But Smitty do deserve it, man. He ain't make it the first time.
Him and Luke better go.
Man.
That's gonna be
Luke
tough.
need to be first ballot. He need to, like, without a doubt.
Here we go, man. Lord Jesus, come on, man.
Dig, you funny, man.
Lord have mercy.
You talking about dig it? I see that comment. Eric Allen is the next one.
Who?
Eric Allen.
Eric Allen, gotcha.
How many they be having again?
I have no clue, but I only see 4 slides up there, so I'm getting nervous. Oh, I'm getting nervous.
That's 4 more left. 4 more. Out of how many?
Yeah, it was a lot of finalists.
Yeah, bro. Luke better be in there. I don't care what nobody talking about, man. Luke is a first ballot Hall of Famer, bro. Easily.
For real.
Antonio Gates is the next.
Okay, deserving. Definitely deserving, bro. He was a beast for a long time too.
Doug, what is this on? NFL Network?
No, it's actually on Fox.
I was on Fox tonight.
Oh shit.
So far we got shout out to Austin right in the chat. He said so far we got Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp, Eric Allen, and Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates. And Ray Lewis a little too close though, buddy.
So Steve Smith and Luke Kuechly didn't make it? Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh no, it's only 4?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, really? It's only 4. It's like, damn. Luke didn't make the Hall of Fame? First of all, who, bro, please forgive me, OGs.
Jared Allen over Steve Smith? That's crazy.
That's, bro, like, please forgive me, like, to my OGs, bro, if I'm not knowing the knowledge. But who is Sterling? Like, who is Eric?
Yeah, that's Shannon Sharp's brother.
Well, I know who he is, but who is
No, bro
Eric
was
Allen?
wrong. He was with Aaron Rodgers and shit.
Yeah, he was with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Eric Allen?
Jared Allen deserves it, but
no, Eric Allen.
Eric Allen.
Oh, Eric Allen was a corner. He was a corner.
Is he better than Luke?
For who?
He played for the Eagles. I don't know, man.
Damn, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm hating, man. I'm hating. I'm hating real bad.
I mean, he was good.
Yeah, he's before your time, Quan. I'm 50 years old. I grew up with these guys. You know what I mean? Okay. So every name is like, oh yeah, that's a thumper. You know what I mean? That's the boy. That's the Luke Kuechly of his day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't familiar with his game, man. But hey, congrats to those guys, man. But dang,
that's the days where these penalties would not be thrown, and people get up and cheer because they knocked the helmet off of somebody, and the guys sitting there queasing on the field.
Yeah, it's probably because Luke ain't played long enough.
It ain't nothing else for me to watch now. So, CJ, go ahead and shout out your new channel, man, so everybody can know where to find you at.
Oh, okay. So as it says right here, you can catch me over
Mumbo Jumbo. That might be like Mumbo Jumbo. I'm going on mute.
Okay. Y'all catch me at Carolina's Armchair GM CJ, and you can catch me on all social media at Armchair GM CJ. If those of you that didn't know, I was on the show, Two Fans in the Stands. Me and my cousin, we decided to go our separate ways, but we're still good. And also, he has his own channel now, and it's called Just a Fan Sports Talk. So make sure y'all go over and subscribe to Tony's channel as well. And I do believe I'm going to go live Saturday. I'm still trying to nail down the topic, but I think it's going to be, talking about all these rumors and stuff. And again, cap space. If you haven't heard enough about the cap from me tonight, you'll probably hear a lot more about it on Saturday. And until the new league year starts. But yeah, just got over 124 subscribers, I believe it is. And yeah, I appreciate everybody subscribing, and y'all just help me get going here. That's all I ask. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Like
hey,
I said,
CJ, do you go by ACGC? That's not bad. Hey, shout out to ACGC.
Damn, Quan. I might have to.
He gonna take that.
Hey, we might have cooked with that one.
Yeah. Look, hey, let me tell you. Every time I shout out to Uncle Quan, this is ACGC.
Let's go, man.
But all right, man. Like I said, I appreciate
right.
everybody that rocked with us on X and YouTube. Again, 2025, the train is rolling, man. Again, for those members, those new members, again, those 15 members that Uncle Quan get to you guys, those memberships, you guys will enjoy the content for the mock draft. I possibly would get it to you guys, let's say about Tuesday or Wednesday. Then
blah 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 blah.
I know, I had to think because you know what I got going on. Boy, I had to think before I spit it out. And then we'll have that combine video out as well, man. Again, shout out to all the content creators. I will not be covering it this year. I will be out of town doing some things with family and friends, but we will come back, talk about the combine, give you guys a mock draft, get those people that are out there, get their ears to the streets and bring them on to the channel for you guys. So again, I appreciate everybody for the love, the support, always being here, supporting Wassup Doug, Uncle Quan, my co-host, my big bro, CJ as well, man.
ACGC.
Let's go.
We'll go ahead,
Yes, sir.
and play our theme song for our members, man. Shout out to our members. But again, I appreciate everybody. I hope they enjoyed the live tonight, man. Until next time, again, we will have recorded videos out there, but it'll be great content. I will be in the chat interacting with you guys, but our next live will be in March, man. So everybody take care. Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay blessed. Until next time.
Doug cooking up. Doug. What's up? Doug with the hot plate. What's up? Doug with the hot plate. What you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey.